South Africa holds the 16th highest murder rate globally. Tourists book Cape Town anyway. Death Valley reached 56.7 degrees Celsius last summer. Hikers died from heat exposure. More hikers arrived the following week. Mount Everest has killed over 300 climbers. The waiting list to attempt it extends years. This pattern repeats everywhere danger concentrates. The deadlier the destination, the longer the queue. We're examining 12 locations where statistics scream warning and travelers respond by purchasing tickets. The question is not why these places are dangerous. The question is why that danger creates irresistible pull. Number 12. Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town anchors South Africa's tourism despite violence that makes headlines globally. The city offers everything guidebooks promise. Table Mountain rises flat-topped behind urban sprawl. Beaches stretch with white sand and cold Atlantic water. Wine country sits 30 minutes away, and 88.5 sexual assaults per 100,000 population occur annually according to 2025 data. The crime index reached 75.4. Traffic deaths hit 24.5 per 100,000. A British surgeon died in August 2023 after his vehicle took a wrong turn near the airport. American tourists experienced violent robberies in tourist districts. Yet Cape Town topped travel lists for Southern Africa throughout 2024 and 25. The danger creates the value through scarcity. Everything worth photographing exists because apartheid ended recently. The cultural collision that makes the city fascinating also makes it volatile. You cannot extract the appeal without accepting the risk. Number 11. Death Valley, United States. Death Valley earned its name honestly before tourism arrived. The hottest temperature ever reliably recorded happened here. 56.7 Celsius in Furnace Creek on July 10, 1913. Summer regularly exceeds 50 Celsius. The heat kills through dehydration, heat stroke, and exhaustion that escalates faster than visitors anticipate. Scorpions, rattlesnakes, black widow spiders. The landscape looks surreal. Sand dunes undulate endlessly. Salt flats crack in geometric patterns. The beauty attracts. The heat kills. Rangers evacuate multiple hikers weekly during summer months. The appeal is witnessing Earth at its extremes. Standing in Badwater Basin while temperatures push towards 60 degrees creates visceral understanding that photographs never capture. Your body provides the data. Sweat evaporates before forming drops. Breath feels like inhaling from an oven. But every season, thousands arrive accepting the risk for landscapes that exist nowhere else. Number 10. Mount Everest, Nepal. Mount Everest transforms dying into a queue. 330 bodies remain on the mountain. Some serve as landmarks for climbers passing by. Green boots, sleeping beauty. Unnamed corpses frozen in final positions. The summit success rate barely exceeds 50%. 1 in 10 who attempt it never return. Altitude sickness affects nearly everyone above 8,000 meters. High-altitude pulmonary edema fills lungs with fluid. High-altitude cerebral edema swells brains. Commercial expedition costs exceed $50,000. The price buys guides, permits, Sherpa support, and equipment. It does not buy safety. The 2023 season saw 17 deaths. The 2024 season matched it. The answer is not stupidity. It is hierarchy of needs fulfilled. Most climbers pursue legacy. Standing on Earth's highest point creates stories that outlive the storyteller. The corpses prove the stakes were real. The summit photograph proves the risk was accepted and defeated. Number 9. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. The Danakil Depression presents geological wonder wrapped in lethal conditions. Temperatures average 50 Celsius. Sulfuric springs create toxic gas clouds. Acid pools dissolve organic matter. Volcanic activity remains constant. The entire region sits in the Afar Triangle where 3 tectonic plates pull apart. Lava lakes glow orange against black rock. Sulfur deposits create yellow and green patterns that appear artificial. Salt flats stretch white to horizons. The location sits near contested borders requiring armed escorts. Kidnapping risks exist. Tour operators carry weapons alongside water. Visitors arrive anyway for landscapes that Mars missions study for comparison. Walking here feels like time travel backward 4 billion years. The hostility is the point. The contrast makes the experience profound rather than merely scenic. We arrive at 1/3 completion, and the pattern clarifies sharply. Danger does not repel tourists. Danger attracts the specific tourists who calculate that certain experiences justify certain risks. These travelers are not reckless. They are making different value assessments than comfort seekers make. The destinations ahead confirm this. Different dangers, same calculations. Number 8. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Brazil combines beauty with violent statistics that discourage cautious travelers. The country offers Iguazu Falls that dwarf Niagara, Amazon rainforest that defines biodiversity, beaches that appear in every aspirational photo collection, and crime indices that regularly place Brazilian cities among the world's most violent. Rio de Janeiro specifically illustrates the contradiction. Christ the Redeemer overlooks a city where favelas operate outside government control. Police avoid certain neighborhoods entirely. Express kidnappings target people leaving hotels. Tourist areas experience muggings frequent enough for continuous embassy warnings. Yet millions visit annually. They photograph Copacabana Beach. They attend Carnival despite warnings. Rio offers experiences unavailable elsewhere. Removing the danger would require removing the economic inequality that makes everything affordable. The package deal includes both attraction and risk. Number 7. K2, Pakistan. K2 kills 1 in 4 climbers who attempt its summit. The mountain is nicknamed Savage Mountain, without irony. The summit has been reached by fewer than 400 people ever. The fatality rate approaches 25%. Technical difficulty exceeds Everest. Weather patterns are less predictable. Rescue is harder. It remains an objective for elite climbers precisely because it is more dangerous. Everest became commercial. K2 resists commercialization. It requires genuine expertise. It kills genuine experts regularly. The brutality preserves the prestige. The appeal is confronting the genuine limit of human capacity in controlled circumstances. Choosing when to face mortality rather than having it choose you. Number 6. Annapurna Circuit, Nepal. The Annapurna Circuit sees tens of thousands annually despite regular deaths. The full circuit is one of the world's great multi-day treks. The landscape diversity is extraordinary. Subtropical jungle transitions to alpine meadows to high desert to glacial passes. Avalanche zones mark portions of the trail. Landslides close sections seasonally. Altitude sickness affects most trekkers. Helicopter evacuations occur weekly during peak season. Deaths occur annually despite rescue infrastructure. The circuit continues attracting backpackers and adventure seekers because it offers achievement that desk jobs never provide. Completing the circuit proves physical capacity. It creates stories. And it costs under $1,000 for 2 weeks. We reach exact midpoint. And the thesis is proven: safety is not the primary concern of every traveler. Experience value, uniqueness, and achievement potential outweigh safety for segments of the travel market. The destinations ahead demonstrate this through different risk profiles: human-generated danger, environmental extremes, geopolitical instability. Each attracts despite the danger, sometimes because of it. Number 5. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, Ukraine. Chernobyl Exclusion Zone saw nearly 90,000 visitors in 2019. Radiation remains at levels requiring monitoring. Geiger counters are standard equipment for tours. Certain buildings within Pripyat remain genuinely dangerous for extended exposure. The disaster site is not theoretical danger. It is measurable contamination that will persist for centuries. Tourists book tickets to walk through the abandoned city anyway. The empty schools, the silent amusement park, the forest reclaiming Soviet architecture. The experience creates visceral understanding of technological failure that documentaries cannot match. Seeing the Ferris wheel that never operated after the disaster teaches more about nuclear risk than any safety lecture. Guides monitor exposure meticulously. Time limits apply to certain areas. Visitors accept the protocols because the experience is genuinely unrepeatable. There is one Chernobyl. The radiation is the price of access. Number 4. Mount Nyiragongo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Mount Nyiragongo contains a permanent lava lake. The volcano erupted in 2002, killing over 200 people. It erupted again in 2021, forcing evacuation of nearby Goma. Between eruptions, tours operate to the crater rim. The trek takes 8 hours ascending steep slopes. The destination provides direct views into molten rock. The lava lake glows orange against night sky. The heat radiates upward. The sound is a deep, continuous roar. Standing at the rim creates primal fear that evolution designed. Fire, height, instability. Every survival instinct screams retreat. Yet dozens camp overnight at the crater edge specifically for this terror. The volcano remains active. Eruption is inevitable. The only question is timing. Visitors accept this because the view is literally unmatchable. You cannot see Earth's interior like this anywhere easily accessible. The danger is precisely what creates the spectacle. Number 3. Snake Island, Brazil. Ilha da Queimada Grande sits off the Brazilian coast, harboring the world's deadliest concentration of venomous snakes. The golden lancehead viper exists nowhere else. Its venom kills within hours. The Brazilian government banned all visits. The island holds between 2,000 and 4,000 snakes. 1 snake per square meter in some areas. The lighthouse that once operated was abandoned after the keeper and his family died from snake bites. Stories circulate about the final night. Snakes entering through windows. The family attempting escape. None survived. Special permits allow scientists to visit briefly with extensive precautions. Adventure tourism operators occasionally organize illegal trips. The thrill seekers who go understand they're violating law for access to an island that represents concentrated lethality. The danger is the entire point. The risk of death creates the value of the story. Number 2. North Yungas Road, Bolivia. North Yungas Road earned its nickname Death Road through body count. The route runs 69 kilometers between La Paz and Coroico. Single-lane dirt road, sheer drops of 600 meters, no guardrails. Fog and rain make visibility impossible. The road claimed 200 to 300 lives annually before a bypass opened. The bypass reduced deaths. It did not reduce tourism. Mountain biking companies now run daily trips down Death Road. Thousands of tourists annually pay to ride bicycles along cliffs where buses once plunged. The crosses marking fatal accidents serve as photo opportunities. The appeal is transparent. The road provides adrenaline through genuine danger. The knowledge that people died here makes the thrill authentic. Safe theme park rides simulate danger. Death Road provides actual risk. That distinction matters to the travelers who seek it. Number 1. Active war zones. Afghanistan saw tourism before the Taliban takeover. Iraq sees tourism now in Kurdish regions and carefully managed tours of Baghdad and Babylon. Syria saw tourism before civil war. Yemen saw tourism before current humanitarian crisis. Each attracts travelers who accept risks most consider unacceptable. These travelers are not ignorant. They research extensively. They understand kidnapping risks. They know terrorism is possible. They accept that rescue may be impossible. They proceed because certain historical sites cannot be relocated. Babylon exists only in Iraq. Palmyra exists only in Syria. The alternative is never seeing them. The motivations vary. Some seek to understand headlines through ground truth. Some pursue archaeological interests that override safety concerns. Some simply seek what others avoid because scarcity creates value. The calculation is personal. The danger is real. Travel companies operating in these regions maintain extensive security. Local fixers, route planning that avoids known risks, communication protocols, bribery funds for checkpoints. None of this eliminates danger. It merely makes educated gambling possible. Safe travel is comfortable. Comfortable travel is forgettable. Memory formation requires stakes. What we remember is what mattered. What mattered is what carried risk of loss. The dangerous destinations create memories precisely because they create stakes. This is not advocacy for recklessness. It is analysis of revealed preferences. Travelers continue booking these destinations despite comprehensive warnings. They continue because they have calculated that certain experiences justify certain risks. The possibility of harm creates appreciation for what succeeds. The presence of danger makes the journey significant beyond tourism. Death Valley teaches desert physics through immersion. Cape Town demonstrates post-colonial tension firsthand. Everest provides literal summit of achievement. Chernobyl preserves disaster as education. Each offers what safe alternatives cannot. The danger is not incidental to the value. It is fundamental to it. Safe experiences rarely change people. Dangerous experiences force growth. You learn your capacity only by approaching its edges. You understand fear by confronting rather than avoiding it. You know yourself differently after walking through radiation zones or standing beside lava lakes or climbing at altitudes where body systems fail. The travelers who choose these destinations are not broken. They are seeking what comfortable destinations cannot provide. They want experiences that matter, that carry weight, that cannot be purchased safely. They want the real thing even when the real thing carries real risk. Whether these destinations are worth visiting is a question only you can answer. The answer reveals what you travel for: achievement or comfort, stories or safety, transformation or entertainment. Neither choice is wrong, but only one choice leads to places where danger concentrates. The video on screen profiles travelers who visited extreme destinations and what changed afterward Their calculations before, their experiences during, their perspectives after. What they learned about risk, what they learned about themselves. Watch it to hear from those who chose danger over safety and whether they would choose it again.